We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. and we are taking a closer look at the city's crime crisis and how young people are playing a role. Coming up, the rise in car thefts at the hands of juveniles. And more headaches for parents who trusted the state's 529 plan. Ahead, the continued confusion that could force participants to pay taxes on what was supposed to be a tax-free contribution. And a live look now over the Inner Harbor here, where fireworks will soon light up the sky as we ring in the new year. Coming up, a closer look at your New Year's Eve forecast and if rain will put a damper on the celebration. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Shannon Lilly. We begin with new information about the city's juvenile crime crisis. The Baltimore City Police Department says its helicopter, Foxtrot, assisted in finding and arresting a juvenile auto theft suspect on Christmas Eve. According to police, a 16-year-old was arrested and taken to the city's Juvenile Justice Center, where he was, quote, charged accordingly. Dispatch audio from Christmas Eve reveals coordination between BPD's Foxtrot and officers on the ground to track that juvenile.
In the back of the Wendy's, should be a Honda parked over there. Just check that tag on that, and I'm gonna keep an eye on this kid. He walked over to the liquor store down here off of York Road. Let me just put the description out. He's a number one male. He has on gray sweatpants with stripes, gray New Balance tennis shoes, and like a black jacket with a mask.
Well, within a few minutes, another emergency dispatch official said the black 2017 Honda Civic was reported stolen in northern Baltimore on December 16th. This juvenile arrest is just the latest in a wave of kids and teens accused of stealing cars in Baltimore City. In early November, Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott and Police Commissioner Richard Worley said juvenile auto thefts were up 166% this year. Young people are regularly seen as both suspects and victims in Baltimore. This year alone, 94 juveniles have been shot in the city. That is a 30% jump from this time last year. In total, 259 homicides, people have been killed in 2023. Although Baltimore is set to fall below 300 homicides for the first time in 9 years, some say there is still work to be done.
You know, I think it's great the numbers going down. It's a positive thing, obviously, because lives are not being lost. But when you're talking to a loved one whose child has been murdered, it doesn't make much difference to them, I don't think.
Well, as the year comes to a close, a West Baltimore community is paying tribute to those lives lost this year. Last night, city residents and city leaders gathered for a prayer walk. Police Commissioner Richard Worley was there and acknowledged that although homicides are down, the city has a lot more work to do.
It's really not anything to celebrate. It's a nice accomplishment, but it's still, today it's 258 homicide victims, which is way too many for our city. We still had too many robberies, too many people getting shot. The biggest key I want to accomplish is get a lot of these guns off the street. The proliferation of guns in our city is crazy.
Of the 258 homicides this year, 206 of them were by gun violence. Making headlines today marks 5 years that former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan has been in Russian detention. Whelan was arrested in 2018 on charges of espionage and was later sentenced to 16 years in prison. He has vehemently and consistently denied those charges. Whelan was designated as wrongfully detained by the U.S. State Department in May of 2020. An appeals court says sales of the Apple Watch can continue as the tech company faces a patent dispute. The U.S. International Trade Commission has banned Apple from selling the devices after finding the company at fault for violating patents belonging to medical device maker Masimo. That legal battle is still ongoing. General Motors is suing the city of San Francisco, and that is according to a report from Bloomberg. GM is seeking over $100 million back in taxes and penalties. The company says it was charged a higher tax bill over 7 years because its self-driving car unit Cruise was improperly used to make tax calculations. Now to the latest on the situation in the Middle East. New numbers out of Gaza show more than 2 million people are still displaced as the fighting between Israel and Hamas continues. Nearly 200 people have been killed in the past 36 hours. As the fighting continues, there are now growing fears that U.S. troops will be pulled into the conflict. This comes just one day after the U.S. fired back at Hezbollah rebels who injured 3 U.S. soldiers in Iraq. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar reports.
From the Suez Canal to Yemen to Iraq and places in between, escalations of violence between U.S. forces or allies and Iran-backed militia stemming from Israel's war with Hamas. The stakes of confrontation getting higher with news that Iran was able to triple its production of highly enriched uranium at nuclear facilities over just a few months. Over in the Red Sea, U.S. Central Command says its forces spent 10 hours on Tuesday shooting down 12 attack drones and 5 missiles fired by Iran-backed Houthis, who've been attacking commercial vessels in the key shipping route. The U.S. is juggling multiple interests here, supporting Israel's goal of eliminating Hamas, facilitating humanitarian aid to Gaza, and bringing hostages home. But another top priority is preventing a broader regional conflict from breaking out, especially one that involves U.S. troops.
And once and for all, breaking the devastating cycle of violence and moving toward durable, lasting peace.
Which seems farther out of reach with each clash with Iranian-backed fighters. Some Republicans in Congress say the president should instead order direct strikes on Iran.
They have oil fields out in the open. They have the Revolutionary Guard headquarters you can see from space. Blow it off the map. Hit them over there before they hit them us. And you don't need 100,000 troops, but you need some.
Right now, every time you hear the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of State, Jake Sullivan, the National Security Advisor, come to the mic and say our #1 goal is non-escalation or de-escalation, Tehran hears that as opportunity.
This would certainly come with risks and the potential of Iran striking back directly, not just through its proxies. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar reporting.
Here's our look at today's top trending stories. Trending number 1, the Maryland Bar Council has filed a petition calling for an indefinite suspension of former Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby's law license due to what it calls a serious crime. The filing comes 6 weeks after the guilty verdict in Marilyn Mosby's perjury trial. She goes on trial next month on 2 charges of making false statements on a loan application. Trending number 2, Baltimore police are investigating a crash involving a Johns Hopkins ambulance and an MTA bus. This was the scene at the corner of North Washington and East Fayette Street. A FOX45 News team member reported seeing a damaged ambulance being towed from that intersection before our camera arrived. There were also damaged light poles and what appeared to be parts of a vehicle on the side of the street. Trending number 3, looking ahead, a change is coming to Maryland's minimum wage law. Starting this upcoming Monday, the state minimum wage will jump from $13.25 an hour to $15 an hour. The change is part of the Fair Wage Act, a law signed by Governor Moore earlier this year. Well, we just celebrated Christmas and New Year's will be here before you know it. It is prompting the question if people can actually get anything done at work during this time period. Coming up, we'll look at how the holidays impact worker productivity. And the NBA is approving Mark Cuban's sale of the Dallas Mavericks. Coming up, what we know about the new owners and how fans are reacting. But first, the fight to get Trump on the 2024 ballot. Coming up, the new request the Colorado Republican Party is making to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Well, those clouds are going to be hanging around for most of the day today. A mild afternoon ahead. Those temperatures hanging out in the 50s. And we do stay mainly dry as we head into 2024. High temps in the upper 50s. Overnight lows drop into the 40s. And for tomorrow will be a little bit cooler with numbers back into the lower 50s. We'll talk about if there's any more rain on the way for New Year's Eve weekend coming up.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
Taking a look at your social stream, the Colorado Republican Party is asking the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn a state Supreme Court ruling that blocks Donald Trump from the state's 2024 ballot. Earlier this month, the Colorado Supreme Court ruled Trump could not appear on that state's ballot, saying he's ineligible due to his, quote, incitement of the January 6th Capitol riot. A U.S. constitutional provision bars anyone who has engaged in insurrection from federal office. So, of course, a lot of differing and strong opinions online. This user says, unprecedented injustice against Donald Trump. How cruel can America be against its own citizen? Undemocratic. Why are they afraid of Donald Trump? Kyle, though, bringing up this point, this could backfire massively. If Supreme Court backs Colorado Supreme Court, would likely mean Trump gets taken off the ballot everywhere. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is set to be released from prison today. She's the Missouri woman who persuaded an online boyfriend to kill her abusive mother. For years, Blanchard was made to pretend she was disabled and forced to undergo unnecessary medical procedures as part of a fraud scheme. Her story was chronicled in the 2019 Hulu series, The Act. This user says that they will never blame her. In another life, she would have made it out in a different way. Here's Cher here. I would love for her to write a memoir and share her story if she feels comfortable with that. The NBA is approving billionaire Mark Cuban's sale of the Dallas Mavericks. He's selling the team to Dr. Miriam Adelson, who is the largest shareholder of Las Vegas Sands Casino empire. According to reports, Cuban will maintain partial ownership of the Mavericks franchise and remain in control of basketball operations. This user points out what an incredible deal for Cuban. Sells the team for $3.5 billion, but retains control. Here's this one. Buy low and sell high and never look back. Still ahead, a bumpy landing caught on camera. Just how strong the winds were that sent this plane right here rocking side to side when it tried to land. That story after the break. We are back with a live look over the Inner Harbor. It was a foggy start to the day, but things are definitely clearing up a bit more now, and the temperature is rising. We'll be in the 50s. That is well above average. Coming up, we'll check in with meteorologist Justin Chambers to see just how long these temperatures will stick around. Now to continuing coverage of the ongoing issues with the state's 529 savings plan. Many participants are now learning they may have to pay taxes on investments that were supposed to be tax-free. It comes after state leaders admitted to mistakes that meant money was removed from accounts. As part of the process to return the money, some say they're now getting paperwork about federal taxes. Earlier this morning, our Tom Rogers spoke with a local economist about this issue and if other families considering taking part in the program should be concerned.
Let's be clear about this. So there are two accounts here. There's a prepaid trust. That's where all the problems have been. Okay. And that account is no longer accepting money. There's also a college investment fund managed by T. Rowe Price. There are no issues there. Okay. And indeed, if you look across the states, Maryland's 529 plan from an asset allocation perspective has been one of the top performers.
Now, to see the full interview and our past reporting on the 529 savings program, just head to our website, foxbaltimore.com. Some scary moments for Southwest Airlines passengers trying to get home after the Christmas holiday. A bird strike forced their plane to make an emergency landing.
Circled around, burned off some gas, and headed back here, and then the flight was canceled. And we could see them on the side out of the plane looking at the damage to the wing.
Goodness. Well, the flight from Florida was heading to Austin when it had to return and make that emergency landing. No one was hurt, thankfully, and most passengers were able to get on another plane. And take a look at this rough landing there. Caught on camera, a plane from Los Angeles headed to London. You can see the pilot struggling to stay on track there. It was because of strong wind. Yeah, you can see it there. The plane eventually landed safely, but it was a bumpy touchdown. Overnight, wind gusts of more than 70 miles an hour were recorded in the UK. Now to a health alert. A new study is showing just how serious RSV can be in small children. Researchers in Stockholm found infants with RSV were 11 times more likely to be hospitalized than those diagnosed with COVID. RSV is estimated to be responsible for at least 58,000 hospitalizations a year and upwards of 300 deaths in children under the age of 5. An update on the FDA investigation into those lead-laced cinnamon applesauce pouches. There have now been 82 confirmed reports of illness linked to the pouches. The FDA is still investigating the matter, but the agency suspects the lead-contaminated products were likely the result of a manufacturer cutting corners to save money. Trending now, a new study finds some of the biggest social media companies earned billions of dollars in ad revenue from minors. The Harvard study says users under the age of 18 accounted for $11 billion in combined ad revenue on social media apps last year. Researchers say the results show a need for government regulation on social media sites that profit off of ads tailored toward young users. Researchers also say more regulation and transparency could improve youth mental health, as well as eliminate advertising that could be harmful for minors. Mark Clark with Bmore Lifestyle is here now. And Mark, I mean, we've talked about this a bit before. I mean, just the amount of time kids are on their phones. And I know even the amount of time I'm on my phone and I see the ads and they're hard to resist. I mean, I can't imagine being young, having your mom's credit card and, you know, you just go crazy.
Yeah, I think, when does the parent responsibility hop in, though?
Right.
Like you just said, why do you have your parents' credit card, number one?
Yeah.
How many hours are you on this device?
Exactly,
I mean,
yeah.
And I'm talking a tough game, but I did not regulate.
I mean, it's difficult, yeah, because it's become such a part of our, you know, culture. It's every day, every hour of every day. So it's, you know, there's only so much a parent can monitor. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it does fall on the parent in a lot of ways.
I asked my kid one time, we asked after a party to see her phone, and oh my goodness, we were like, wow.
They let you see their phone?
Yeah.
Wow.
She was like, why? Started crying. I was like, okay. We're bad parents.
Oh, man. I'm sure all of the parents are with you there in the same boat. All right. Thanks, Mark. Well, time now for your weather with meteorologist Justin Chambers.
Well, this is a pretty shot here, postcard perfect. You can see of our nation's capital, and you can see beautiful holiday displays right there with the Capitol Christmas tree. Overall, we've had a lot of clouds that have been hanging around, but we haven't really felt festive in the way of like getting snow or anything like that. We definitely had all of that rain that rolled in on Wednesday and into Wednesday night. Thursday, we have the moisture left over, but not the rain showers that we're tracking, mainly just the cloud cover and temperatures that actually are staying on the mild side. Notice the average high of 45. Typically, that's where we are for late December. Most of us will be in the mid to upper 50s over the next couple of hours and should top out close to 60 for our highs later on this afternoon. Sun will be up until 4:51. We hope to get a little glimpse or a cameo of that sun as we head later into the day today. But mid to upper 50s across central Maryland. Those are going to be your high temperatures today, and keeping those numbers mainly in the 50s up and down the 95 corridor throughout the afternoon, even close to 60 down to Richmond and D.C. Notice on our temperature tracker, numbers are going to slightly come down into Friday and Saturday, but they still stay in the above average category all the way into next week. Now, big game coming up on Sunday afternoon, M&T Bank Stadium, Ravens, Dolphins, and kickoff should be great. Overall, dry conditions, upper 40s for tailgating and lower 50s for most of the game as well. Here's a look at our future scan. That area of low pressure that brought us the rain sliding out of here, so we'll see the drier conditions back behind that eventually. On Friday should be partly cloudy, but then Friday night into Saturday, you can see those snow showers developing in the mountains. That's going to be the colder air that'll come through here and pick up that wind a little bit from the northwest, but overall staying mainly dry for New Year's Eve weekend, which is good news for New Year's plans on Sunday night into Monday. Overall next week, notice those numbers drop back into the 40s, still kind of above average, but notice we get a little bit colder toward the middle of next week.
All right, a pretty nice start to your new year there. Still ahead, filling up will cost you less next year. Coming up, just how much drivers are expected to save in 2024 as gas prices continue to fall. But first, a big change from Amazon when the company will start putting ads on its Prime Video platform. It's 11:22. You're watching Fox 45 News Midday. Don't miss this. Amazon is announcing a big change. Starting next month, subscribers of Amazon Prime Video will start to see ads as they watch their favorite shows and movies. Amazon says the ads will allow them to, quote, continue investing in compelling content and keep increasing that investment over a long period of time. Customers do have the option of paying an additional $2.99 per month if they want to continue to watch Prime Video without seeing the commercials. Other streaming platforms such as Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus have already introduced a tiered subscription model. We are getting a first look at the New Year's Eve Times Square ball ahead of the big celebration. This one is even bigger and brighter than before. The ball is measured at 12 feet in diameter with over 2,600 crystal panels and a bow tie pattern design. The design is a nod to Times Square's bow tie shape. It's beautiful. Next year, gas prices are expected to go down. According to Gas Buddy, Americans will spend $32 billion less at the pump next year. It projects an average per gallon price of $3.38 in the upcoming election year. That would be 13 cents less than this year and a big drop from 2022's average per gallon of $3.95. The Powerball rises to a whopping $760 million after another drawing passes without a jackpot winner. The take-home cash earnings are estimated to be now $382.5 million. While there was not a jackpot winner, there was a $2 million winner in Texas and a $1 million winner in California. This grand prize would be the 9th largest prize in Powerball history. Well, that is all the time we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Bmore Lifestyle's up next, and Mark Clark is back with a preview.
Hey, Shannon, if you're a wine drinker, this news may not be good. That long-believed theory, red wine may have some health benefits, may not be that accurate. Bmore Lifestyle, we'll talk about it coming up.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Bmore Lifestyle.
Hey, what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Bmore Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Of course, we're joined by Lady T.
Hello.
And comedian
What's up?
Ray Diva
Hey, guys.
in the house. Let me tell you right now, ladies, We just celebrated Christmas and New Year's will be here before you know it. It's prompting the question if people can actually get anything done at work during the time period. The week between Christmas and New Year's is often called dead week due to decreased productivity. In fact, some companies say it's actually more cost effective just to close and have employees come into work and not be as productive as they normally would be. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. This has been in my thought all week.
Yes, come on, as it should.
A lot of people do take off. The parking lot's not as crowded. The energy kind of low.
Yeah, it is. Because nobody won't be here. Because nobody won't be here.
I still conduct business as usual. I started calling the IRS yesterday. Okay, I need them to be open for me. I need to find out about my tax returns. Yes, I'm not. I need y'all to be open.
A week before the end of the year.
You know how we do. You know, we get the taxes done by January, so you get that money back by February.
Let me ask you how taxes work.
I tell you,
it's the 31st.
It's the 31st.
Wow.
Can I get my taxes?
I'm a last minute type chick.
The energy is so different around this time because everybody wants to be off from work. We want to go turn out. You see, I'm already in my sequins, ready to go to the New Year's Eve party. I'm ready to be out of here.
Noon.
Listen, you can tell the momentum is a little low. You got a jogging suit on, so you definitely.
And look, I got a jeans dress. We don't even match with her. She's actually on another show. Okay,
we just party. She's like, I'm ready to go.
She's in the ballroom, the grand ballroom.
She's in Martin's West.
I'm like, right. I'm literally. I don't know what happened.
By the way, shout out to my daddy sweatsuit. My wife.
It's nice.
I love it.
If you want to ring in the new year in Times Square, it could cost you. One of the two Applebee's in Midtown Manhattan is charging $650 per person for its celebration. AMC's 42nd Street movie theater will be converted into a nightlife space with a near $500 cover, and the Marriott Marquis in Times Square is charging more than $6,200 per person for an open bar dinner and concert. You must be crazy. We do New York. It's always so crowded and packed. We end up doing the same thing every time. We go back to our hotel room and look out the window because it's too much.
Too much. You even have a hotel. That's even good.
You're gonna pay like $650 to come back with RSV and COVID. And it better come with a lifetime meal membership to Applebee's for $650.
At Applebee's?
Not Applebee's with the 2 for $20. And you all of a sudden jump it up to $500. No, I need you to know. You know how many 2 for $20 deals that is?
Yeah, you can't go from Ashley to classy Applebee's.
You can't do that. It's not right. You know, we expect a certain amount of things from Applebee's.
I do like that little combination chicken and steak thing they have.
I mean, they got some fine food, but not $650.
It's the shrimp on top of that chicken that they have. Oh, my God.
I want you to tell it. Will you stay up until midnight to ring in the new year, or will you go to bed early? Vote now on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks.
Go to sleep.
Now, if you're a wine lover, it looks like the news that they've been saying all these years that wine is good for your health. Guess what? Maybe not so much. The health benefits have been overstated.
Oh, really?
Are you drinking it for your health?
Yes. So it means that all these years people have been like, oh, I'm drinking a wine because it makes me healthier. No, it does not.
They are lying.
But they said
I drink
red wine is
drunk.
supposed to be heart healthy. Or maybe that's just what I heard.
I think
they say that, but I don't look at any alcohol beverage for help. Like, I look at it to relieve my misery, forget my bills, and have a good time. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
You're saying I'm drinking this, it's not healthy.
I'm fine. I don't care.
I mean, alcohol in your system is poison, so I guess.
Yeah, I don't drink it for health.
Who says?
Well,
just kidding.
Lady T, who looks like she needs some wine right now.
She probably has
some. In my mind, I'm at home with a glass
get
of
Lady
wine,
T a drink. This outfit deserves a drink.
Thank you. It's the sequins, right? I'm sequin obsessed nowadays.
You got the big balls and the drink.
I don't know. Oh, you know, I like to have it. Wait a minute.
But Lady T, are you going to not drink it because it's not healthy, though? Are you going to not drink wine because it's not healthy anymore?
No, I just want these experts to mind their business.
Exactly.
Oh, I love wine.
Okay, go ahead and tell the world so people can get you.
All right, so here's what I want everybody to give me: the Moscato, the Bartonura. I need you to give me the risotto. I need you to give me all the goods, anything in a blue bottle, baby. Okay, that's what I want. Oh my God.
Are you a drinker?
I'm not a wine drinker, really.
Really?
Listen,
why are you so?
Don't ask. Please don't ask. Don't have these people talking about me.
I got a sweater.
Because I go to Colt 45. Okay, so.
Okay, where are you gonna be coming up?
I don't know.
Fine.
What you mean you don't
Because it's next year, which is a week from now.
Lady T's got the spilling the hot tea, one of the last teas before the end of the year.
Oh my gosh, can you believe
Yes.
it? It's the last
Congratulations.
tea. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, guys. Wear Blue is quickly approaching. Wear Blue Day is quickly approaching. But many have not heard of it. That's why Ray Diva got it on. So we're going to tell you about it and the positive reason that we're talking about it coming up. But first, don't find yourself broken down on the side of the road on a cold winter night. Coming up, the new handy tool that can get you back on track in no time.
I just had a
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
In today's America Steals and Deals, Nick Calderon shares a 10-in-1 tool that can jumpstart your vehicle, keep your devices charged, and more. Here's Nick to share this essential travel device in today's America Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Noki.
Not today, man. Dead car batteries. Every single time you're trying to get out of the house on time, be someplace, it happens. That click, click, click. Or you're on the side of the road on a gray, cold, dark day like today. It's never fun. But I have the answer for you. It's called the Jump Smart, and it can get you back on the road quickly. Watch this. Plug the 2 alligator clips in right here. Red clamp to red on the battery. Black to black, I get a beep and a green light, and now I can start my car back up. Just like that. I don't have to wait for roadside assistance or anybody else to come and help me out. I keep a Jump Smart in every family member's car. My daughters have one, my wife has one, and I know I have peace of mind, and so do they. It's also a 10-in-1 tool. It's got a compass, a thermometer, it's a flashlight and a strobe light, many other tools as well. And my favorite part, you can charge your cell phone with the 2 included USB ports on the back. If you lose power in a storm or something, just plug your phone in and you can stay connected with family and friends. Speaking of them, put one in every family member's car. 31% off right now at asadeals.com.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by the Department of Homeland Security.
Human trafficking occurs in cities, suburbs, and rural areas throughout the U.S., and victims can be any age, gender, ethnicity, or socioeconomic background. Brandy Bynum of Blue Campaign joins us now to tell us more. Brandy, what is human trafficking?
Human trafficking is the use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sex act. Anybody that's under the age of 18, so we're talking about any minor, if they are involved in a commercial sex act, it is automatically considered human trafficking, regardless if any of those 3 elements, force, fraud, or coercion, are present.
And what is Blue Campaign, and how does it help combat human trafficking?
We are a national public awareness campaign here at the Department of Homeland Security, and our whole purpose is to educate, raise awareness, provide free training to the public, law enforcement, and other industry professionals on how to recognize and properly report human trafficking.
And Brandy, how can we recognize and report suspected trafficking in our area?
We really encourage the public to learn about the indicators of human trafficking. So 3 that I want to talk about really quickly that can be seen in plain sight. One is going to be, is somebody showing signs of malnourishment or delusionment, or do they show various signs of unhealed illnesses or various signs of stages of bruising? Do they not have possession of their identification or their money? Do they look for somebody else to speak for them or appear to be coached? And so we urge the public to report. We have the National Human Trafficking Hotline. They can call toll-free 24 hours a day, 7 days a week anonymously to 1-888-373-7888. Or you can submit a web form on humantraffickinghotline.org.
So Brandy, can you share some ways we can get involved with Wear Blue Day?
Absolutely. There is no better time than January, which is National Human Trafficking Prevention Month. January 11th is National Human Trafficking Awareness Day. We have coined it as #WearBlueDay here at the Department of Homeland Security. All you need to do is wear a piece of blue clothing, take a photo by yourself, with your friends, your colleagues, your family, post it on your social media using the #WearBlueDay, tag us at DHS Blue Campaign. And what that's going to do is it's going to get the conversation started, because I know somebody's going to ask you, why are you wearing blue? And that you can lead them to our website, dhs.gov/blue campaign, to learn more about what human trafficking is, its indicators, and how to participate in Wear Blue Day.
Great information. We got our blue on already, so where can we go?
I love it.
That's right. Where can we go for more information, Brandy?
Please visit our website at dhs.gov/blue campaign, as I mentioned, for more information about the campaign.
Again, thanks for joining us. Okay, have a great one.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. Still ahead, do you know who Simone Biles is married to? It's a question that's going viral after the Olympian's husband said he was the catch in their relationship. Ahead, how the decorated gymnast is responding. But first, singer Mariah Carey is single. Lady T shares everything we know about the singer's split from her longtime boyfriend. Oh, Lady T's ready with the tea. Oh, be careful. And it's time to spill the tea this Thursday. Lady T's got the hot tea fresh off the, I guess not the presses.
Yeah, I know, right? Hello, fellow tea sippers. All right, so here is the tea. So it was recently reported that Mariah Carey and her ex, Brian Tanaka, split, right? So now Tanaka is breaking his silence on their split. On social media, he said it was a mutual separation. He also said the memories from their 7 years together will be etched in his heart forever. This is just his side of things. TMZ says the statement does not seem to be on behalf of both of them. Mariah has not spoken publicly about the split as yet, but she's probably too busy wearing silk and rolling in her piles of money.
Wow.
But Mark, I did not realize that they were together 7 years. She was on this cougar grind. I did not realize
I did
that.
not know. Look, my advice for famous celebrity women, go with the regular guys. Don't go with the pretty boys, the cute guys. Go with guys that look like me.
I think she needs another, like, celeb. I think she needs somebody high-ranking, a high-ranking celeb, and I think that's
Lady T, she needs to go with someone that looks like me.
No, she needs
He's just happy to be with her.
You
He's
need to
at
call
home.
Mark Clark, and you need to get a...
You know what I mean? Get
There's
you a
only
Mark
one
Clark.
Mark Clark. No, and he's taken, so that's
Halle
that.
Berry, get you a Mark Clark.
I
Mariah Carey,
cannot
get
with you. Get you a Mark Clark, everybody. All right, up next, you guys. All right, so the gymnast GOAT Simone Biles has been trending. Her fans are attacking her husband, NFL player Jonathan Owens. He recently appeared on the podcast called The Pivot. Owens said that he always thinks the men are the catch in the relationship and that he never heard of her when the two of them first met and connected. Anyway, the podcast host said the part about the men being a catch was an innocent joke, but her fans are mad, and they're calling for Jonathan to apologize. Many of them throwing shade, calling him Mr. Simone Biles on social media. Funny enough, Simone Biles responded. Now, she put on Twitter, "Are y'all done yet?" It was giving this, "Are you done yet?" And then he posted something on social media also saying that they're unbothered over here. So you know what, Mark? I guess if you like it, I love it, because they don't seem offended. They don't seem to have a problem with it. It's just the fans do.
It was there was a sports podcast, so you have the whole locker room energy.
But
so
they
he
talk
was,
like that on there. They
I think he was.
you know.
I think he was being funny because even the guests let him on. Like, oh, so you didn't even know who she was? No, I didn't know who she was. Okay, we obviously know.
He thought it was funny. Let me tell you, America is not laughing.
Nowadays, you can't do it. Yeah, nowadays
they
you
are
can't
not
be
laughing,
funny.
and they're so protective of Simone. So that's why, shout out to Ms. Biles. Okay, up next, because it keeps pouring. All right, so WWE stopped in Baltimore with their holiday tour, bringing some high-flying action to Charm City. So I grabbed my uncle, and we went to the show, y'all, okay? So Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, the Street Profits, and the amazing Bianca Belair were all there. Also, Maryland native LA Knight was in the main event match. He took on Jimmy Uso, and LA Knight got the key to the city of Hagerstown. So that's actually his hometown. He grew up in that area, went to school in that area, all that good stuff. So it's great to see somebody from Maryland become a WWE superstar. You can watch WWE SmackDown live on Fox 45 Fridays here at 8 p.m. Look at that. Look how I could smell. I could smell Randy Orton. Oh my God, he was so hot.
Oh, really? Okay.
I could smell him. It was so cute. Oh my goodness.
Your uncle was so cute. It looked like he was so happy.
It was his first show. It was his first ever show here in the U.S. So he was so excited. Shout out to my Uncle Dennis. He's my favorite. Love him.
You did a good job.
I did good, right? That was the best Christmas present. All right, thank you guys so much. That's it for the tea for today. Now y'all know what to do at home. Y'all gotta go sip on all that tea, and Happy New Year.
All right, now it's time for your weather with meteorologist Justin Chambers. What's up, Justin?
Kind of a cool shot of the final full moon of 2023. This is from one of the viewers out there on X in Arizona with a really pretty shot there. They actually got to see the moon. We saw it a little bit, at least I did on my way into work this morning. It was trying to break through some of those clouds, but those clouds are going to be hanging around for most of the day today. Probably won't see much in the way of sunshine and mild conditions throughout most of the afternoon as well. Mainly dry as we head into 2024, so really not tracking much more in the way of rain, but you can see in your hour-by-hour forecast, keeping those clouds around mid to upper 50s for your temperatures through the afternoon, which is well above our average. Typically mid 40s is where we are to wrap up the year. We're going to see those 50s continue for you across Carroll and Baltimore counties, or Eldersburg over to Reisterstown and Cockeysville, 56 in Towson, upper 50s in Baltimore over to Perry Hall and White Marsh in the mid 50s. Numbers for Howard and Anne Arundel counties also in those mid to upper 50s. Ellicott City over toward Elk Ridge and Glen Burnie and Pasadena down through Severna Park at 57. And you can see the mild air continues most of us up and down the 95 corridor, New York and Philly, down through Baltimore and D.C. Good news is we're looking to stay dry as we head into New Year's Eve, but those temperatures will be a little bit cooler. Notice that temperature tracker sliding back to the lower 50s and even upper 40s early next week. Should be great weather for the Ravens game on Sunday afternoon. We're talking about tailgating in the 40s, but lower 50s for most of the game. And again, staying mainly dry, so great football weather for sure. Overall, here's a look at our future scan. Staying dry on Thursday afternoon. Just those clouds that eventually will start moving out of here. Friday, we'll see partly cloudy skies. And then Friday night into Saturday, we are going to see another weather maker roll into the mountains. That's the blue that you're seeing right there. So we are looking for some snow showers in the Alleghenies for most of the weekend. Could see some good upslope snow showers as well. We'll be dealing with cooler and drier air as we head into Saturday and Sunday as well. Here's that 10-day forecast for you. 50s through the rest of the year. Even early next year, which is Monday, we'll see a high of about 50. But notice those 40s start creeping in into Tuesday and Wednesday and toward the middle of next week.
This Bmore Lifestyle segment is sponsored by the College Board.
The College Board released the revised framework of Advanced Placement African American Studies, a course that covers an important part of American history, culture, and literature. Dr. Brandy Waters joins us now for more on the program. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Great. Okay, so why is College Board offering an AP course in African American Studies now?
So there are many good reasons to offer AP African American Studies, but I think the most important one is that this is the course that students are asking for. So the AP program sends out surveys to AP teachers and students across the country just to get feedback on new subject areas for new courses. And for several years now, African American Studies has been one of the most requested new courses.
Interesting. Okay, so what topics will the course cover?
So it's a college-level introduction to the history and culture of African American communities in the U.S. and the broader African diaspora. So the topics range widely from early African societies to the Great Migration and the Harlem Renaissance to Afrofuturism.
For some of our viewers out there, can you tell us a little bit about how the course was developed?
I think what makes this course truly special is that it's built on the input of over 300 college faculty and high school teachers across the country.
Wow.
So subject matter experts within the AP program developed the course, myself included, and we're guided by this committee of expert high school teachers and college professors.
How have students and teachers responded to the course during the pilot process?
We've heard a lot of great feedback. Students are sharing that this is a positive, challenging, and transformative experience. They really love the opportunity to hear more voices, more perspectives, learn about experiences that they didn't know. I think that's why this course has grown so quickly. Last year, we were in about 60 schools across the country, and this year, we're in nearly 700 schools.
Oh, okay. Now, is the course going to be available in all states eventually?
So we're in about 40 states now, and next year with our operational launch, any high school that wants to add the course can do so. I really hope that all interested students in any state have access to this course because it has been transformative, and it's a field that's not well represented in high school curricula right now. This is the course that I wish I could have taken in high school.
Wow. Okay, now, for our students and our families who are watching, where can they go for more information?
For more information, you can check out the curricula, you can check out the sources and all of our teacher training materials on our website, cb.org/AP-AFAM Studies.
Excellent. Thank you so much for all that information. This is very much needed. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks.
Till next time.
Still ahead, ringing in the new year in Times Square will cost you. Coming up, just how much revelers will pay to celebrate.